Okay, this is Jordan, and I'm doing a session with Richard Massey, and we're going to use the emwave machine. And essentially, the way this is going to work is that, well, he'll explain it, but the idea is that when I'm doing work with him, and perhaps if I buy one of these devices, all work that I would do with clients, I'd make sure I'm hooked in, so my heart is telling me if I'm doing it in a way that's causing stress or not loving, or whether I'm doing it in a loving way. And our dream, well, my dream, is maybe everyone on Wall Street and everyone in politics would just wear this all the time, and then therefore they would never give a speech or make a deal unless they're thinking of what their heart says about it. Okay,
so I'm pink and green when he says that.
Okay.
See, my heart is in
all right,
tune
so
with
apparently
that.
he agrees. I mean, imagine a meeting where everyone, the green says, okay, now we can go forward. Even if the person is saying no, I don't agree. If their heart's saying yes, then you have to do it. All right, I put this on my earlobe. Like that.
You got it. And so then this little thing will find your pulse, and if it finds your pulse, it'll start picking it up and then measuring your heart rate variability, which is the rate at which your heart speeds up and slows down with breathing or posture change.
Okay.
So that's what it's looking for. And make sure you segment it so that I'm always green and you're red, and that way it looks like I'm more in the heart than you.
But no, the ideal is that we're both green, yes?
So green means my heart rate variability is really high.
Okay.
And a person can't be believing that there's an enemy and have good heart rate variability.
Because if he was an enemy, then you'd be in the flight mode, fight or flight.
Mode.
Okay.
Right.
So if I'm relaxed, basically, can I
So
say
as-
relaxed?
So as we sit here and work on this,
Yeah.
right? If we have an unconscious enemy, the Western medical system, the pharmaceutical industry, right? If they're our enemy, see, you're starting to ping on this.
What does that mean? I'm starting to ping.
Your heart is interested in the conversation.
Oh, that's so wild.
If there's an unconscious enemy,
Okay.
right?
All right.
And we're not aware of it, we're going to be stymied in everything we try to do.
See, for me, I agree with you. For me, I think the unconscious enemy is time, or living to my full potential, or something along those lines. Does it agree with that?
Yeah, you're green while you're saying
Yeah, like
that.
because I have already passed through that phase where I'm like, I see the folly of demonizing people. That's obvious, right? You could feel that one. But this is it agrees with me. I feel like this is a more subtle.
Yeah, you can hold this up by your head here.
Yeah, you can tell if I'm telling you the truth.
You have
But-
electronic accountability now.
But it's funny because I don't know. I have to have a mirror over there so I can see. And yeah, okay. So this would be wild for live talks, because then people who are talking to you know you're, and this is what you do with your clients, right?
Yes. Yeah, this is about connection. So if I'm sitting here now, see, I'm red,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to listen. Red is like a stoplight.
Why do you think
I'm
you're
at
red?
an intersection.
Did I offend you? Is that why you're red?
No, you're green.
But you're red.
It's your turn to speak.
But I'm just saying, if
You're
you're
leading
well, so
down
what
the
does it
path.
mean to have a red light? I thought it means now you're purple.
It means the heart rate variability is low.
Okay. If it's green.
If it's red, the heart rate variability is low.
Right. Okay.
And if it's green,
Okay.
like the heart chakra green color,
Okay.
I'm in the heart, my heart rate variability is good. I'm
Okay.
alive. My heart's singing and dancing.
Okay.
right,
So
on
why am
the
I blue?
inside.
You're talking and I'm blue. Why am I blue?
So blue is an in-between color. It's where the heart rate variability is pretty good. It's
Okay.
not really high, it's not really low. It's pretty good,
Okay.
you know. And
Now you're turning red.
whenever I start explaining things, right, there's a part of me that remembers all those years. I went through the 25th grade. I know the answer, and I get a little gold star, right? And I'm looking to impress people with some explanation. So I go red when I explain things, typically.
I think you've hit upon something, and stop me if I turn red.
Now can you hear it ping? And I also put a
So
ping
what
on.
does the ping sound
As
mean?
long as you're pinging, you're blue or green.
Okay.
If it stops,
Okay.
you went red.
So what I was thinking about is sometimes when I have a new client, confession, it turns me green. When I have a new client, I want to impress them, And so I'm studying them carefully. I'm studying their face, and the more you get to know them, the more they trust you. You don't have to think about it as much. But in the beginning, you do. And I was thinking, for children in school, and for people who are new in the workforce, particularly, but everybody, Oh, it doesn't like that. I was getting intellectual. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. I don't know where to look. But yeah.
It's just a sign that
You got to stop. You got to shut up when that happens.
Disconnected somehow,
Yeah.
you know.
Because I'm trying to manage the world. I'm trying to manipulate the world and make the world a better place. And that's fight or flight.
Isn't it? Yeah, it really is.
Now I'm like, why isn't it turning green? I confessed. I should be green now.
Yeah. And that made, even though those things can be true,
Yeah.
they may not be the confession that my heart's interested in the next step to reconnect.
Okay.
So
You're already in the past when you're confessing. We already got that. We've been there, done that. Okay.
Yeah.
Because the confession itself could be a conscious mind boasting in a subtle way. Yeah.
Yeah. You're starting to get it. See, you're heading back toward your heart when you said that one. Yeah.
Man, this is gonna. I got to get one of these machines.
Yeah, I know. It really changes everything. And I told you about that first time that it happened by accident using that recall healing book. And
Yeah.
I asked a little girl whose mother had brought her in with this illness, and I asked her to read something, and it went from red to blue all of a sudden. And I asked her, what sentence did you read? And she said, she's reading the book, she goes, investigate the history of cheating in your family tree. And as soon as she read that, her mother burst into tears and ran out of the room, because that's when the little girl's disease started, is when the parents split and started being with other people. And
So now I'm going to try an experiment.
Sure.
Because, part of my role, and it's turning red, so this is an interesting experiment. Part of my role as a marketing person with a client is when they're saying something that I like, but I'm thinking of all the other people who might benefit from having it contextualized in a different way, right? Mm-hmm. It doesn't like what I'm saying. So it's like, I want to give you this advice from me, the brilliant marketing person. Uh-huh. It doesn't want me to tell you. So what do I do?
I know. And listen, that's a tough one, because I'll be sitting here like I'm red here now.
Yeah.
And I've probably told you this, that when Meridian and I have issues, there's tension built up in the house, that we actually sit down with these on and we put them out where we can each see them. Yeah. And only the green person gets to talk. And sometimes there are really long pauses. And finally, we may even be sitting there red and think, we're just going to try a sentence or two and see if it starts to go at least blue or green.
Yeah. Now, it just pinged. I was, while when we're listening to people, sometimes our mind is running, Yeah. And so I was listening to you with half of my mind, and the other half of my mind I was thinking about religion and this brilliant idea that I came up with on the way over. I can't share any of my brilliant ideas anymore. I'm toast. I got to give it up. I can't be brilliant anymore. The way I boast is by having a blue light on my machine. It doesn't even like that I'm making jokes about it. Oh man, my subconscious mind has taken over my life. If you wear this, that's what you're doing.
You're at least having a conversation, and as John Sarno would tell us in his book, The Divided Mind, have a relationship with the unconscious mind. It's like having a neighbor. We don't have to know the neighbor. We don't have to know everything about them. Just stop throwing our beer cans over the fence onto their lawn. If they have a need that's obvious, offer some help.
Okay, so it's actually blue. I thought it was going to be red for this one.
Yes.
You said the beer can on the lawn, and I wanted you to specify. Ooh, I like that. Who is who in your metaphors? Because I love your metaphors, but I feel you lose people with the metaphors. And so,
sure. Good. Thank
who's the beer can? Who's the yard? Where's the subconscious mind? Help us out.
Okay, so I'm at a meeting and somebody makes a remark that hurts me, that I'm thinking, I don't want people to know I was hurt by that. So I just take that hurt and I dump it, I stuff it into the unconscious mind. Okay. That's a beer can in the neighbor's lawn.
Wait, say it again, because my mind was wandering. Sure. Sorry, say it again.
It's the stuffing of things. It's the not dealing with reality as it's unfolding. Okay. So I'm saying, I'm not going to deal with the fact that hurt me. And I'm not even going to make a plan to talk with my friends about it later.
Okay, so the yard is the subconscious mind. I'm the conscious mind throwing beer cans because I'm not feeling connected to it. Is that what you're saying?
I'm not being honest about my relationship with what's really going on. So let's say, like, you come over here and go, you know, your whole love story paradigm really sucks. We need to do something else.
Right.
If I'm surrounded by a group of people and I don't want them to see that that remark hurt me, I will stuff that pain and pretend to just be a functioning adult and just go on autopilot. So what does that do to the unconscious mind, who's really the one that's just got to eat that pain? I'm making it eat that pain because I'm not processing it.
Okay.
I'm being irresponsible, right?
Okay.
Now there's only so much of that the unconscious will take before it goes, this poor guy's not catching on. That reality's got to be dealt with honesty and integrity. I have to give him an illness. I got to speak up here. My yard's full of beer cans, and he just doesn't get it that when his arm goes like this, I have to clean up the mess.
So I think it's interesting. Can I interrupt you? 'Cause you made your point. Let me just stop this here.